All right, now we're going to dive into an actual section of the song, and we're going to start with the opening line. Now, next to the hook and title, in my opinion, the opening line is the next most important part of the song. And in a lot of ways, it actually could be more important than the hook or title of the song because it's the first impression that the listener gets. And I think we've all been in situations, or we've all seen situations where we have met someone or someone's been introduced to us and it hasn't been a good first impression. And we as humans have a great tendency to judge things quickly and make pretty snap judgments about, well, you're that kind of person, or you might come across to someone else as someone completely different than you actually are. And that's just the way we interact and the way our brains work. For whatever reason, we just make quick assumptions about things. And you know, it's the same way you might sit down and start flipping channels on the TV. If something doesn't grab your attention in the first 5-10 seconds, then you're on to the next channel. And same with radio stations and everything like that. So the first line of a song really could be the thing that keeps someone listening. It may not matter how great of a chorus you have or how cool of a chord change you have in the bridge. What matters is the opening line, because that's going to keep people in the song long enough to hear the rest of it, basically. And going back to the tour guide metaphor, this is an opportunity for you to basically give a hint to your listeners about which direction you're going and what kind of things to expect on this tour. One quote that I love about opening lines is actually by an author, and read this along with me. It's by an author named E.L. Doctorow, and he said, on an interview with NPR, he said, "First lines are the acorn from which the oak grows. You can find the entire book in that first line." And I think that's pretty profound. He's basically saying the entire rest of the rest of the content that you're about to unpack will be unpacked from this seed of the first line. So you really need to make sure that this is consistent and gels and sets up. You know, when you look at an acorn, you know that's going to be an oak tree. So when people hear your first line, they should at least have a sense of what is to come. Obviously, you're not giving away any big secrets in the opening line necessarily, but you are at least setting them up with an appropriate first impression. So I can't overemphasize enough the importance of the opening line, because it is the first impression that your song is going to make on its listeners.